This video is sponsored by Pro Writing Aid. For my fellow writers watching this, stick around for news about an exciting challenge coming this November. 46 productive things to do instead of scrolling social media. How to stop scrolling and focus at work. These 10 tips help me stay productive instead of doom scrolling. Being productive isn't the solution to doom scrolling. Yes, it's a better use of time, if you don't overdo it, of course, but we aren't meant to be productive 24/7. We still need that downtime. Thinking that productivity is the only other option is exactly what makes us think, well, I really shouldn't be scrolling right now, but I am way too exhausted, and therefore I'm just going to let myself relax. Or even worse, it traps us in a cycle of overworking ourselves because any form of leisure makes us feel guilty. The problem isn't that we're lazy, we just don't know how to relax anymore. In the mid-1900s, J.B. Nash created a model called the Leisure Time Pyramid, which sorts how we spend our free time into 6 different categories. Discovering this model was really eye-opening for me because I have always struggled with social media. I've had periods of time when I've completely logged off of social media, like in 2024, I wasn't on Instagram for the entire year. This model has really inspired me to be more mindful about how I spend my free time. My hope is that by the end of this video, you'll also feel inspired to start replacing some level 1 activities, like doom scrolling, for example, with higher level activities. So at the top, we have level 4, which is one of the best ways to spend your time. Then toward the bottom, we have level 1, which is one of the worst ways. 0 is when you are harming yourself, smoking, gambling, drugs. Below that, we have sub-0, which is when you are a detriment to society, crime, vandalism, stuff like that. This video is going to be focused on level 4 to level 1, and all you really have to remember is that the higher the number is, the better it is for you. Let's start with level 4, which is called creative participation. These are activities in which you have the absolute most control over your entertainment. A key factor about creative participation activities is that they do require originality. If you are learning a song on the piano, that's not going to be a level 4 activity. If you are composing an original song on the piano, then it would be. Level 4 activities are considered self-esteem boosters because they involve a lot of skill. Filmmaking, drawing or painting original works, scrapbooking, choreographing a dance, developing your own video game, creating videos for social platforms, running your own blog or podcast, or even writing a book. If you want to spend more of your free time on level 4 activities, there's a huge opportunity to do that this November. With NaNoWriMo gone, Pro Writing Aid has stepped up to launch a brand new annual writing challenge called Novel November. The goal is to write 50,000 words in just 30 days. Along the way, you'll get advice from best-selling authors in over 150 virtual sessions. As an ambassador for Novel November, I will be co-hosting 3 of them. During the kickoff week of the challenge, you can join me for live writing sprints on Monday, November 3rd, and on Wednesday, November 5th. I will also be live for an Ask Me Anything call on Saturday, November 6th. Sign up early and get advice from me in the Ask a Mentor feed on Saturday, October 10th. Look for the section labeled Pre-submit your questions for Torrefranca. Participating is completely free, and if you win by hitting your 50,000 word count goal, Pro Writing Aid will donate $2 to Room to Read, a nonprofit that supports children's literacy. If you've been telling yourself that you've wanted to write a book, now is the perfect time to do it. Click the link in the description below to sign up for Novel November. Now we're moving on to level 3, which is just one step below creative participation. This is called active participation, and it's really similar, except you are engaging with someone's creative work instead of creating your own original work. For example, instead of creating your own film, you might watch someone else's film and study it shot by shot. Some more examples include learning a guitar riff from your favorite band, or covering a song, drawing fan art of an existing character, solving a jigsaw puzzle, or playing a video game that involves a lot of creativity, strategy, or mastery. Believe it or not, some video games that fit in this category are Minecraft and Fortnite. I think that whole conversation around whether video games are good or bad is factoring in the addictiveness element. Any of these things I talk about in this video could be bad for you if you do them too much. More examples of active participation include creating fan edits or memes of existing content, contributing to forums on topics that you care about online. While in the level 3 category, you are not writing your own book, maybe you are annotating books, writing book reviews, or participating in book club discussion groups. Now we move one tier down to level 2, which is called passive emotional participation. This category includes activities where the main way you show up for them is through your emotional investment. In level 3, we talked about how you might break down a movie scene by scene. This is one tier below that, so in this case, you are just watching a movie and enjoying it, and you're emotionally invested in the story. The same thing goes for music, like if you sit down and listen to a song and really soak in the lyrics and you're not doing anything else, you're just sitting with the music. Observing art in a gallery or museum. Playing story-driven games. The Walking Dead and The Last of Us fit this category. For the most part, while you get to make choices, you are kind of following the story path that the developers set out for you. Some more examples include intentionally watching a long-form YouTube video essay, or reading novels for entertainment. You are not annotating the book, you're not going to a book club discussion or writing a review, you're simply reading the book immersed and enjoying it. The key for level 2 is emotional investment, so in all of these examples, there is some level of really caring about the activity that you are participating in. Level 1 doesn't really have a formal name, so I just like to call it minimal participation. These are activities in which you let yourself be entertained. So at the top of the pyramid, we have level 4 activities in which you have almost complete control over your own enjoyment and entertainment. In this case, you have very little control over it. Some examples include watching Netflix in the background while you're also on your phone, playing video games that include mindless swiping and tapping like Candy Crush or Flappy Bird, scrolling through an endless feed on platforms like TikTok and Instagram. Historically, I can only imagine that it was quite difficult to have level 1 activities in your life. Thanks to social media and screens and just the advancement of technology in general, level 1 activities are easier than ever. It is the default method of entertainment. The moment there is even a second of boredom, we are primed to take out our phones and entertain ourselves. If we're spending most of our free time on level 1 activities, that means we're spending most of our free time just one level above the detriment to self category. Level 1 activities may or may not be harming us. It really comes down to your personal opinion on the matter, but I think we can all agree that spending our free time on level 1 activities isn't the most exciting and fulfilling way to spend our time either. We don't need to be working 24/7 or spending every moment of our free time on level 4 activities at the very top of the pyramid. But I do think it's worth really reflecting on how much time we actually spend in the level 1 category and trying to allocate some or most of it to higher level activities. To sit down intentionally and watch a good movie. To read that novel that you've been telling yourself you will get to eventually. Even picking up a controller and playing a game, especially with a friend, is going to be more rewarding and fulfilling of an experience than scrolling through TikTok for hours on end. The answer isn't to be more productive. It's simply to have more fun.
Lost Island Press. Get lost.